Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, the Empire of the Invincible Sun meets the Empire of the Rising Sun as Sitaux, playing as the Romans in red, prepares to take on Hera, playing as the Japanese in blue. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup we will be watching today. Now, the Romans, a mixed land-based naval civilization with some strong unit features that make them potentially very, very dangerous. To start with, all of their infantry units get double the effect of blacksmith armor upgrades, and they do have access to the Legionary. This is a tanky, well-armored infantry unit that replaces their two-handed swordsmen and champions, and comes with a pretty decent attack bonus against other infantry units, which might be very bad news for the Japanese. Now, to make their infantry even deadlier, the Romans can turn to their second unique unit, the Centurion. This is a heavy cavalry unit that increases both the movement speed and attack speed of any militia line units under its command. Now, to overwhelm their opponents with numbers on the battlefield, the Romans can actually upgrade their entire militia line, their entire knight line, and their Centurion units to not only train 50% faster, but also come with a 5 charge attack, similar to the Burgundian Custelier, but of course a little bit smaller. Now, to back up their army, the Romans do have access to one of the deadliest, if not the deadliest, scorpions in the entire game. Not only do these siege units cost a lot less gold, think Schlacht privileges for scorpions, but you don't have to pay for it. Automatically, they just reduce their gold cost from 75 to 30. Their minimum range is lowered from 2 to 1. They can be upgraded to attack 33% faster, and they're the only scorpions in the game to benefit from ballistics, which means their bolts will track you down like a radar and burst you from the left, the right, the top, the bottom. Doesn't matter. You can try to run, but you cannot hide from a Roman scorpion with ballistics. Now, to help a player get to the later stages of the game, maintain the might of Sol Invictus, Roman villagers do gather resources and build and repair structures 5% faster than generic villagers. Now let's take a look at the Japanese to the south of the map. Hera in blue, a civilization that does focus on its infantry. Japanese infantry units do attack 33% faster starting in the Feudal Age, which does greatly benefit their unique unit, the Samurai. This is a medium infantry unit with an incredibly lightning fast attack and an attack bonus against other unique units. Now, to support their infantry units on the field of battle, Japanese cav archers now come with a small attack bonus against other archers, except for skirmishers. Their trebs can be upgraded to fire faster and pack and unpack 4 times faster, and their towers can be upgraded to fire 2 extra arrows. Where is this villager going with a bow and arrow? He is going to build a barracks. Now, to help you save resources, pay for your military endeavors out on the map. Every single mill, every single lumber camp, every single mining camp for the Japanese is half price. So basically, buy one, get one free. Those are the two cool civilizations. Technically, I don't think a legionary, which is the Roman unit that replaces their two-handed swordsmen and champions, much like the Persian Savar replaces the Persian paladin. I don't think the legionary actually comes with unique unit armor, which means the samurai I don't think comes with an attack bonus against the legionary. That being said, the lightning fast attack speed of the samurai, or in fact any Japanese infantry units in feudal, and we are already heading up to feudal for Hera, makes this a potentially very deadly infantry game. And so I'm very excited. Hopefully lots and lots of nice big infantry battles. In the meantime, we are neither here nor there. Let's take a look at the map and see the attack paths between the two bases. Pretty much not an easy attack path. There's a bit of an open space on the right. There's a bit of an open space on the left, but 1, 2, 3 forests in the way, as well as a small little idyllic box turtle. Look at them, adorably. They don't know what the hell's going on. They're just having fun, living their lives, enjoying the sunlight on Arabia, not really knowing of all the bloodshed that is about to happen as 2 scouts. Okay, poke and prod at one another. Their HP, looks like the Roman scout is a little bit weaker. Hera having gotten one more whack at the enemy unit, and Hera, in fact, now moving forward with 3 militias. Let's take a look at the base he is going to be attacking into. Has he even explored? I don't think he's actually gone out on the map yet. Yeah, Hera hasn't seen where his opponent is, but that's not stopping him. He's undeterred, moving with 3 militias, going the wrong way for now. Primary gold, kind of in the forward position. Primary stone, nice and secure to the rear. Berries exposed, additional stone to the bottom left. and additional secondary and tertiary golds here on the right side of the base. So 3 of the 5 resources, starting resources here on the right side, gold and stone extra on the left side. Forests, pretty not bad, not a terrible forest location in terms of walling this off. And Hera, his scout went right, the militia went left, and they are going to discover the 4 patch of gold. So he now knows that he's in kinda the general right location, but we'll see when he turns left. For now, he went right. Let's take a look at his base as Sitaux. Okay, Sitaux has seen the wall off. Hera's primary stone off to the left side. Primary gold nice and secure to the rear, as are the berries. Extra gold, secondary, tertiary in the forward position. And where's your extra stone? Off to the right side. Forests, kind of, but not really helpful in terms of walling this off. They are in the forward position and on the left flank, but the right side of his base completely open with a very annoying, very large hill as he now engages. Militia have grown up to become men-at-arms, and the first kill of the game goes to Hera, and it's not a bad kill at all. A villager kill at the moment. Let's see if he can get any more of these villagers. No, they run into the TC. On the other side of the map, let's see if Sitaux can get any damage here done with his scout. No, inexplicably, our Roman engages into a spearman with a scout unit, possibly microing his villagers back here. And Hera not only gets the first kill of the game being a villager, so a fantastic first kill of the game, also blinds his opponent. How much has Sitaux actually seen of this base? Ooh, okay, not a bad amount of scouting. Saw the archery range, which is nice, but didn't really explore the rear. Doesn't know that that's where the primary gold is here. And Hera is refusing to leave. Instead of the usual 2-second delay between attacks, we are at 1.5-second delay, which doesn't really sound like much, half a second. But remember, if you engage, let's say you engage into okay, Sitaux manages to kill Hera's scout as retaliation for the loss of his scout. Let's say you have an average engagement of, let's say, 10 seconds. You know, your units are fighting your enemy's units melee versus melee, let's say. If you're not the Japanese, let's say you're just a random infantry unit taking on a Japanese infantry unit, in 10 seconds, you'll get 5 attacks off. The Japanese will get 10 divided by 1.5, which is 6.5. So they get an extra attack, and the longer the battle goes on, the more and more that grows, and they get more. 20 seconds, they get much more. They get 3 extra attacks, if not more. My math is correct. I think my math is right. What's 20 divided by 1.5? Oh my goodness. 13? I want to say just a little bit over 13. Whereas everyone else will have 10 attacks. So you'll have 13 as the Japanese. So you can see as the battles take longer and longer. And of course, as the game goes on, we get into Castle Age. Units become stronger. HP gets higher. Armor upgrades become, you know, researched. Battles do take a little bit longer, as opposed to just a basic militiaman versus militiaman, let's say. And the longer a battle takes place, the more it benefits the unit that attacks faster. All things being equal, of course. You know, I'm sure there's going to be comments, well, what about Viking infantry? What about Burmese infantry? What about? Okay, Hera here being shooed away by one skirmisher. I think he realizes, hey, what the hell am I doing? This is just a skirmisher. Not really that scary of a unit, but both players kind of engaging into each other's bases. Hera is asking to lose a villager here, sending this one vill with 4 food in his pockets. This is like sending like blood in the water for sharks. But this is still a Feudal Age army, which means skirmishers are not going to be able to really do too much damage. Now, these men-at-arms definitely can do some damage if they wanted to, but unfortunately, Sitaux is not risking any of these villagers in a Hera-esque move out. Instead, he is firing back with 5 skirmishers. Ooh, I thought he was going to chase for a second and try to sandwich Hera's Japanese army here in the center of the map. Both players sitting at 33 villagers. Both players sitting at 13, 14 army count. No one really banking any real resources. Hera has no gold. Sitaux has no gold. Hera has no food. And Hera is not leaving here. 16 vills on food. So we'll see what he can try to accomplish. Second archery range going up for our Roman. Blacksmith already up. So he's got the structures he needs to go up to Castle Age once he gets the resources. blacksmith. I love this. I love that Hera is taking control of this hill. The last thing you want. I mean, you're not facing off against the Tatars or the Georgians who have special hill-related features, but still, units fighting downhill do 25% more damage, do take 25% less damage. So the last thing you want to do is give up a massive hill to the rear of your base to your opponent. And all of a sudden, wait a second, as I'm blabbing out of but Jordans and Tatars who are not even in this game, man-at-arms, 2 archers do fall. This is not a cheap amount of gold that Hera just lost in terms of his military supply. And all of a sudden, army counts are equal, but Hera does take a 2 villager lead. Make that 1 villager lead. I don't think he minds too much losing a few units as a giant force is moving out and Hera's investing in forging. So we're not going to be seeing Castle Age out of our Japanese anytime soon. On the other hand, our Roman just 15 chicken nuggets away from being able to click up, but loses another villager, 4 dead villagers, 3 of them in a bit of a Bermuda Triangle of death on that farmland there. Not great for our Roman, who is now down 6 villagers, but he is heading up to Castle Age. And let's see, the left side of his base, secure-ish. This seems pretty open to me. Small forest to the rear. So Sitaux walling off, kind of. I guess there's no real point for him. He figures to wall all the way here, but he's a minute and a half away from Castle Age Hera. Wheelbarrow, bloodlines. He is spending his food. He is spending his Castle Age up resources. I don't know how else to say that. The resources you need for Castle Age, food and gold. Primarily food right now with those 2 upgrades. To roid up his army and his economy. He's ahead 7 villagers, but Sitaux's housed. Okay, housed for a second. Sitaux also, by the way, has the bigger army count, and in 40 seconds, I'm assuming we're going to get to see Bodkin Elite Skirmisher out of our Roman. I can't imagine crossbow with only 5 archers. Actually, never mind. He's going up to 9 archers, so we may actually see crossbowmen. Now, you do not want to engage into the Japanese with a ranged war. I mean, as much as the Japanese are an infantry civilization, their archer line is about as perfect as you can get. And now they also, yeah, okay, I said elite skirmisher, pardon me, elite skirmisher and crossbowman. So I was, I guess, kind of right. And a second TC. The Japanese archer line is pristine. It is about as perfect as you can get, minus any kind of massive bonuses, unless we see cavalry archers out of our Japanese. Then they come with a +2 attack bonus against other archers. Tower going up in the nick of time here, saving this gold patch, but Sitaux doesn't care. He is just shoving in, and he's now gotten 2 villager kills. Hera walling off his lumber industry here, but Sitaux is just going to pivot to the south of that forest. Hera, for his part, is picking off reinforcements. Does have the weaker unit, but has the numbers here. Does our Japanese. Now, the Roman archer line is far from pristine, far from perfect. Sitaux gets another villager kill here, almost evening up the Vil kill. And in fact, Sitaux, who was down 7 villagers a second ago, is now only down 1. Make that 2. Pardon me, must have been another villager kill. Yep, on the other side of the map. So not bad at all for our Roman, who also outnumbers his enemy in terms of military count. No arbalesters, no thumb ring, no Parthian tactics, no bracer for the Romans. And so very much the opposite of the Japanese when it comes to the perfection of their archery line. The Japanese, such a powerful civilization. This is so interesting here. This is such a jumble of buildings. And okay, he realizes this is open. This is the only part that's actually, maybe not the only part, never mind. The second part that's open. Hera is in the Castle Age now as well. Husbandry for him as he starts training knights, 6 knights to be specific. But our Roman suspects that's the case and immediately starts going monk play. Roman army to the rear of the Japanese base. Japanese army in the front of the Roman base. But these are still just archers. Hera's using his resources. Forget the Feudal Age army he's already built. This is as good as it gets. Ooh, there's a Scorpion here. There is a Scorpion. Remember, these units only cost 30 gold. Now, I will say one thing. This game is going to be one of the reasons I wanted to cast this game. Oh, this is going to be so bad for the Roman. The majority of this army is skirmishers. He's going to basically just try to pick off as many villagers as he can before this entire army gets obliterated, decimated off the face of the earth. Will he get another one? Ooh, maybe if he targeted the one weak one, he could have. But to be fair, Sitaux just killed, on the whole, 10 villagers to 5. He's now ahead 8 villagers, 9 villagers. And so I was about to say, this matchup is one of the aside from the fact that number one, these two are amazing players. Number two, the civilizations lend itself to potentially one of the most incredible infantry battles ever. I mean, who doesn't want to see lightning fast Japanese infantry attacking Roman infantry that comes with attack bonuses, charge attack, movement speed increases, attack speed increases. This is just potentially such a fun matchup. Oh, cav archers for the Romans. What the hell? But really, the main reason I wanted to cast this game is because there has been no other player in Hera's quest for 3,000 Elo that has been such a thorn in Hera's side as Sitaux. Not once, but twice has Sitaux stood like a Teutonic knight in the face of Hera's attempt to go to 3K and beaten Hera. So this is personal here for our Japanese in blue, who guns down a monk, guns down the Scorpions. I mean, Sitaux is taking this new meta a little bit too far. Roman cavalry archers? Really? Looks like Hera's archer force on the left side has met their fate, but now there's a lot of cavalry. I talked a big game about Japanese infantry. I talked an even bigger game about Japanese archers. Instead, Hera is going Japanese cavalry. Behind this, he's brought villagers, a siege workshop, and a monastery. He's now added 8 to make that 9 villager kills to his notches on the belt. Pardon me, make that 10 as he takes a vill kill lead now. Gets a conversion, does our Roman, but we'll see how long that knight survives as he runs away. Never mind, he runs straight towards his death here. Okay, now it's Sitaux's turn to run a villager into the middle of frickin' nowhere here. First it was Hera next to the berries, now it's Sitaux next to the mangonels. This is a large group of infrastructure here, large clump of buildings for our Roman, so he does have an opportunity to kind of hold this back with sheer volume of buildings alone. I don't know that if you see your opponent going mangonels and knights and light cavalry that you want to continue going cavalry archers, especially since one forest unjackable, second forest unjackable, third forest, he's only got 10 villagers on wood, does our Roman. Now remember, Roman villagers do gather resources 5% faster than normal, so I guess 10 villagers is like 10 and a half villagers worth of production. What is he getting up here? Gold up here, okay. And Hera knows that of all of these structures, this is the biggest risk to him, the monastery. The Romans do get redemption, which means now there is no defense against these mangonels except counter mangonels. And where even is the siege workshop? There it is. Market falls as well. Not that Sitaux has the ability to really buy very much with 240 gold in the bank. But Hera, I love that of all the structures, he targeted the monastery first. Ah, oh, that is painful. That is painful. 4 mangonels. 4 mangonels to 0. Hera is just overwhelming right now with numbers. He's got double the army count. He's still down villagers. And Sitaux just lost all of his foot archers. He's going to have to be so careful with these cav archers. Sure, they've got double the HP. No! Oh my god. Emotion. Why didn't it pop up? I was about to do that meme. Emotional damage. Holy shit. Can you blame Sitaux for tapping out? First of all, why didn't it pop out? Very weird. Can you blame him? You just went from 15 cav archers To 6. You just lost 60% of your cav archers in one freaking volley. Blink of an eye, game changer unit is Siege. And now Hera, sensing blood in the water, shark teeth glimmering in the salt water, rushes in with his light cavalry, who, by the way, have +2 armor against the +2 attack. So 8 attack to 4 armor means that this unit is going to slaughter this unit. And these basically dead cav archers, look at their health bars. Look at this. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. These two are basically dead. This is all Sitaux has. This is literally all Sitaux has. 6 cav archers. That was disgusting. Why? When you see your opponent has gone heavy on the siege, heavy on the cavalry, are you going cav archers? You are the Romans. You can have pikemen with +4 armor and just start pumping him out if you'd like. Did he get any stone whatsoever? I don't think he mined any stone this game. Sitaux. Ooh, a castle would have been very helpful. What an absolute fun game back and forth. Not the longest of games, but first the crossbowmen, then the cav archers. I mean, this is as psychologically damaging as any game of Age of Empires. If you've ever played this game, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. 33 minutes in 2 volleys, 1 volley from the mangonels, destroying 8 or 9 of your crossbowmen, another volley destroying 9 of your cav archers. You know what I mean when I say psychologically damaging. And this time, 3rd time's the charm for Hera, who stops Sitaux's stopping of his road to 3K. I'm sure there's a better way to say that, but I love that he brought this villager to repair, that to build the infrastructure. The monks healing the knights as they get ready for another chevauchee against these Roman villagers. Hera, in the midst of all this, managed to get 1 more villager kill, taking it 16 to 10, more than double the total kill count. And Sitaux was doing okay for a while. I believe, again, he did slaughter all of these archer units that Hera had, but again, Hera said, you know what? You probably think I'm going to upgrade my massive archer army into crossbowmen, because that's what everybody does. But no, hold my beer. I am going for cavalry. Get me some carrots and sugar cubes. Get me some hay and some trainers. I am definitely gonna run roughshod all over you. And that is exactly what he does at the end of the day. 27 army count to 6. And even though he's down villagers, 1 town center all in. How many stables? Only 2 stables. Interesting. I for sure would have thought a 3rd stable would have popped up. Sitaux sitting on 3 archery ranges. Again, seems to be the new meta. The Romans? Again, I don't know. Maybe Sitaux was just having some fun here. But at the end of the day, doesn't matter what army composition, doesn't matter what the strategy, doesn't matter anything. The only thing that matters were those 2 on mangonel volleys, killing the crossbows, killing the cav archers. And like I said, if you play this game, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say psychological, emotional damage, when you literally have just lost your entire army in 2 volleys of this unit. Gets 17 kills minus the 1 mangonel, 16 total kills. So I guess there were 7 crossbowmen, right? 16 minus the 9 they just killed. Yeah, there you go. Look at yours truly being able to do some mathematics after that blunder and stumbling around trying to figure out the Japanese infantry versus regular infantry. And as much as I really did want to see legionary versus, let's say champion, if not samurai, I would always, of course, love to see samurai. But like I said, I don't think legionaries come with unique unit armor. I think it's just the regular infantry armor. As much as I would have loved to see infantry v infantry, it would have been it would have been a while. And number 2, this is not bad at all. Who doesn't love to see big old pancakes? And with 4 mangonels, this is pretty much the damage output of what, a siege onager? That was absolutely epic play out of Hera and Sitaux, despite what I thought would be a good thing, which is all of these various buildings here clogging up the works, maybe delaying Hera. Ultimately works against him because he needs a lot of room to maneuver these cav archers. This is not a unit you want to stick into choke points unless you've got superiority and unless you've got something in front of them to stop this. This is a unit you want running around, sniping villagers, doing damage, and not really engaging into mangonels. I don't know why I keep saying onagers. But at the end of the day, 25 cav archers. to light cav, knights, archers. Again, didn't upgrade this unit at all. Crossbowmen and skirmisher. So Sitaux playing a bit more of a standard. Hey, I've reached castle. I've got archers and skirmishers. Let me just upgrade both of those. Hera saying, never mind, forget it. I'm going to throw away my archers not once, but twice. And then I'm just going to go heavy on the cavalry. Peak APM, 10 minutes in, peak APM. Ooh, look at that. Literally less than a minute ago for Hera as he runs around healing, mangonelling, killing and destroying anything he possibly can. The economy is basically identical. Game didn't really go long enough. Neither player getting any stone. Wood going to our Roman. Everything else going to our Japanese. Again, wood for the Roman. I guess if you wanted to go scorpions, pardon me, you could have, but those two scorpions he trained early on, those knights got them real quick. That was a very sour loss, by the way. One conversion for our Roman. We saw that one knight who then ran straight into the Japanese army and got killed immediately. 3 buildings destroyed. And so just 3 very bad engagements. The first losing the monk and the scorpion. I believe it was here. Pardon me, the monk and 2 scorpions to the knights. Who, by the way, have 26 kills. Wow. 8 of them villagers. Then losing the crossbowmen, and then the cherry on the sundae, losing 9 of your 15 cav archers in an absolute orgy of rocky death. And with that orgy, it is Hera who, with a beautiful, beautiful forward position, secures part of his base, doesn't really secure the right side. And so Sitaux not really pressing as much as he maybe should have. Maybe these cav archers should have been on the other side of the map, and he could have tried to hold again, maybe with a castle. I don't know. I leave it up to you guys. What do you think Sitaux could have done here? I think one big fat castle would have basically stopped this entire push, or maybe a bit of a better siege. I guess you could trade out quite evenly, right? When your scorpions only cost 30 gold, what's a mangonel? 135? So you can build 4 scorpions for each mangonel in terms of gold cost. Obviously, wood cost is completely different, but our Roman did take more wood than our Japanese, so maybe, who knows? At the end of the day, he could have held maybe with some scorpions. Maybe he tried with 1 mangonel, but too little, too late. That mangonel literally came out, took a shot off, missed, and then just got destroyed. And then the 2 follow-up destructive volleys mean that Hera, with his very, very aggressive castle age forward push, takes the W, and Sitaux gets 1, gets 2 victories, but fails to get a hat trick. It is Hera who is victorious, but GG in a very fun, butt cheek clenching game to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.